The latest photos of the Prime Minister meeting a slew of world leaders at the ongoing G20 Summit in Johannesburg, South Africa are in. In the pictures on your screens, you can see the Prime Minister hugging Brazilian President Lula da Silva. Prime Minister also met the South Korean President Jae Myung, and he also met the Italian President, Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. My colleague Arzu Seth is on the phone line with us for more details on the story. Arzu, we are seeing that the Prime Minister has met a slew of top leaders on the sidelines of the G20 Summit.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is attending the 20th G20 Leaders Summit in South Africa, and in fact he is engaging with several world leaders to discuss the key global issues. The summit theme is solidarity, equality and sustainability, and focusing on development priorities, disaster resilience and debt sustainability for lower income nations. In fact, as Modi's interaction include the meeting with the Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, he in fact met with him. He also met with Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni and Japanese Prime Minister. So there are a lot of other bilateral meetings that are also scheduled, and the pictures are now in as the Prime Minister is greeting and meeting the world leaders. The member of G20 is also going to participate in the 6th IBSA India, Brazil and South Africa Summit, is strengthening cooperation among different countries. The Prime Minister emphasized India's vision of Vasudev Kutumbakam and also said that he is going to highlight the India's vision of one earth, one family, one future, and highlighted the importance of global south in addressing global challenges. So definitely this marks the 12th G20 Summit and the first time the summit is being held in Africa. Yes.
Arzu, please stay on with us. We have some more breaking inputs on the story. In fact, speaking at the first session of the G20 Summit in Johannesburg, Prime Minister Modi spoke about a slew of things. Taking to social media, the Prime Minister stated, and I quote, spoke at the first session of the G20 Summit in Johannesburg, South Africa, which focused on inclusive and sustainable growth. With Africa hosting the G20 Summit for the first time, now is the right moment for us to revisit our development parameters and focus on growth that is inclusive and sustainable. India's civilizational values, especially the principle of integral humanism, offers a way forward. So, Arzu, now we can see that the Prime Minister has tweeted, has put out a post on social media. He has stated that the points that he focused on during this very first G20 summit in the African continent were about civilizational values, were about revisiting the developmental parameters.
Well, indeed, and this first session, Prime Minister has spoken at the first session of the G20 Summit in South Africa, and which focused on inclusive and sustainable growth, with Africa hosting the G20 Summit for the first time. The Prime Minister said that it is the right moment for us to revisit our development parameters and focus on growth that is inclusive and sustainable. And in fact, India's civilization values, specifically the principle of integral humanism, offers a way forward, and highlighting the India's cultivational values and the principle of the integral humanism as a way forward. He stressed that the Africa hosting the G20 Summit for the first time presented an opportunity to revisit the development parameters and also focus on the growth that benefits all. So this Prime Minister's remark come during the first session of the summit, which focused on inclusive and sustainable economic growth, leaving no one behind. And in fact, he is expected to address all three sessions of the summit, discussing topics such as building economic trade financing for development and debt burden. So the G20 Summit theme this year, as I earlier mentioned, is solidarity, equality and sustainability, reflecting South Africa's priority, including strengthening disaster resilience and also ensuring debt sustainability and promoting inclusive growth. So Prime Minister has addressed the first session, and there are other sessions that also expected that the Prime Minister is going to address.
All right, Arzu, but please do stay on with us. We'll require your inputs on this next story that we are tracking. Delhi's Environment Minister has now made a statement on the Delhi government's initiative to combat the rising pollution levels in the country. Sirsa said that sweeping